Hey, what's going on, guys? Bflattened here with a brand new video today. Today we're going to be talking about the Ragin Contagion build. The combination of Spellshot Stabbomancer with a combination of Contagion and how broken it absolutely is. Go ahead and do it. So inside the inventory that I have here, I'm rocking a liquid cooling just for fight for my life. It's not overly needed, it's just kind of there. Queen's Cry is spell damage. There's going to be a lot of spell damage related skills and items here and options. This thing is going to be super powerful, especially with the taser that's equipped to it. It'll allow for chains and also a lot of contagion procs. We'll get into contagion in just a second. We're using a White Rider. The White Rider is while action still is active, increase poison damage. This is consuming 2 ammo per shot, which allows for 2 chains to come out of it. Basically what happens is that it allows to proc Contagion multiple times over because of that. It has fast fire rate and also really fast reload speed with our skills, so this is a mainstay and going to be a really big mobber for us. And also the live wire. Now, it's not chaotic, volatile, or anything, that doesn't matter. What does matter is the mag size. The lower the mag size, the more damage that this thing's going to end up doing with the chains. So you want it to have really low mag size on it. If you want to, you can even walk around meleeing with 1 ammo in the mag, and that'll give you a lot more damage from the chains. The chains are also able to proc Contagion. Next up, we're going to be using melee and spell related rings. The melee and spell rings are going to be for all of our damage mainstays. I have a dungeon ring, and I also have a while currently equipped gun is low on ammo, effects are increased by 50%. That's actually bugged. It's while above 50% HP, you get that percentage. So, you don't have to worry about the gun low on ammo. Also, what the heck? Snaker, what the heck, man? Thank you so much for that. You have no idea how crazy that is. No idea how crazy that is. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. You have no idea. You're gonna break me in the middle of a recording, I swear to God. We're using a plate mail. The plate mail converts 30% of our damage to dark magic, and dark magic efficiency is increased. This will heal us, and this will also give us another dot, which allows for more contagion procs. We're using a body rune. Whenever we kill an enemy, we deal 20% bonus fire damage, another contagion proc. We're using a steep. The steep is status effect damage double rolled, and while health is below 50%, you can spawn a steep, heal you, and revive you. This is going to be for your survivability. And we also have the option for the poison damage with the White Rider, and this has status effect damage, action skill cooldown rate. If you want from the shadows even more, you have your option with that choice. And we have choices of the Buffmeister. Zap and Pew is probably going to be one of your better choices. Those Zap and Bonk are going to be other good choices as well. You'll see why the melee is in here in just a second. Other good spells are the Gelatinous Cube and the Inflammation, because they have high status effect chance and high status effect damage. Thus more contagion procs. Thank you so much for the gifted subs. What the heck, Snaker? I appreciate that a shit ton. Super duper kind of you. Dagger Wolf, Biohazard, Pluto, Benz, and Brody Man, you guys get yourselves the vault symbol next to your name and all the emotes. Appreciate that a ton, Snaker. What the heck? Into our skills, we're using From the Shadows so we can guarantee crits. You need this for our Executioner's Blade. Gun and spell critical hits have a chance to create an ethereal blade above the target head that will impale them, and they deal melee damage based on the Fate Maker's currently equipped melee weapon. So because we're doing melee with this, and because we're getting guaranteed crits, all of that melee damage is converting over into spell damage because of the Spellblade special ability that we have here on our last item slot. Melee attacks deal spell damage instead of melee damage, so all melee damage converts to spell damage. Also, it has Caustic, so melee attacks increase your status effect chance and damage by 30% for 10 seconds. So our melee attacks are going to be providing more status effect damage and chance, which is going to be more for Contagion, which we'll get to in just a second. Thank you so much for the gifted subs. What the heck? Frosty Flowers, Statman, Civil Dawn, Chris Dill, Art, Laserfingers, Toro, Handsome Jack, Toxic, Clumsy Ninja, and White Wolf. You guys get yourselves the vault symbols next to your name and all the emotes available to you as well. All 19 of them, they are yours. Okay. So, into our skills as well for Stabbomancer. Sorry guys, I can't speak. We have melee damage, spell damage, gun damage. This is going to be important to have the gun damage. The spell damage is also important too for our Executioner's Blades. It combines with magic bullets. A portion of all the Fate Maker's spell damage are also applied to their gun damage. So with all of our spell damage that we get, we also get gun damage for it as well. So our base shots are all going to be really powerful too. Very, very important to have that spell damage buff with magic bullets. We have potent poisons. Status effect damage and duration are increased by a lot. This is a mainstay for the build. Exploit their weakness. Whenever the Fate Maker applies a status effect to an enemy, the affected enemy takes increased damage from all sources. So whenever you apply a status effect, it can stack, as multiple status effects will stack multiple times. We have melee damage. Whenever you deal melee damage, your fire rate and spell damage are increased, so just physical melee. The Fate Maker's next melee attack is a guaranteed crit. Critical hit damage is increased, so whenever we're in our From the Shadows, we get more critical hit damage. Contagion is 6 out of 3 from our class mod, so you want it 3 out of 3, with just your skill points. Whenever the Fate Maker applies a status effect, there's a chance it spreads to nearby enemies. If no enemies are nearby, apply a different random status effect to the initial enemy instead. So this is completely broken, because if you have 2 targets, you have number 1, number 2. What ends up happening is, with Contagion, it passes over status effect A to status effect B, or status effect 1 to status effect 2, and then it'll jump from status effect 2 to status effect 1. And it kind of does like a little ping-pong chain reaction between the two, between the different status effects, which then stacks with exploit their weaknesses so that they take additional damage from all sources. And this stacks infinitely. So, you will have no damage losses. I can't speak. You will have no damage losses between them, and also it stacks infinitely. So the more that you can chain status effects, the more damage you will get. Alchemical Agent, melee critical hits apply a random status effect, which is great. Critical hits grant increased damage for a duration, so if you hit a crit while you're inside there, then you get that. Thank you so much for the gifted subs. What the heck? Sea Stars, Sea Math, Well Monster, Coco, and Metal Complex. You guys get yourself the vault symbols next to your name and all 5 emotes available to us. Spam them up here. Spam them up everywhere. Executioner's Blade is going to be our main damage, where all the big damage comes from. Gun and spell critical hits have a chance to create an Ethereal Blade. That does the melee damage, and then that ends up doing spell damage because of all the spell damage buffs that we get. Yeah, the gun and spell critical hits do that. Now, the next one on our spell shot, we have Spell Weaving, which will do spell damage, which then converts to gun damage. Magic Bullets, a portion of all the increases the Fate Maker receives to spell damage applies to your gun damage, which is great. You have your reload speed increase. You have spell cooldown rate and action skill cooldown rate. These are interchangeable, whichever one you prefer. 5 out of 5 in. And finally, Glass Cannon. You get 30% spell damage, which is also going to be your conversions with Magic Bullets, which is also a lot of gun damage. Combined, this is a Ragin Contagion. Thank you so much for the gifted subs, Caligar, Griff, Jacknot, Sean the Sheepish, and Rocksta. You guys get your names called out. You guys have the vault symbols next to your name. Now, the way that this works is you're basically going to be just shooting your guns. That's basically all it is. You shoot your guns based on the scenario that you have them in. So if you're doing single target bossing, you want to use your Queen's Cry with either pistol or taser for lots of contagion procs. If you're fighting mobs, you want to use the live wire, or you're gonna have to use the White Rider. These have multiple opportunities to chain, and Contagion will be able to proc more often. It's gonna have to make this again, edit it, I'm broke. I am. Trying my best here. So what you end up want to do is you want to end up going into your, from the shadows, you activate your Buffmeister, shoot your taser on your single boss, you'll get all those crits coming through, and you'll see Ethereal Blade coming in and stabbing the target multiple times over. So 1/5 of the opportunity for Executioner's Blade, chance is 20%, so 1/5 of the time that you're hitting a critical hit, you'll spawn an Executioner's Blade to do all that damage. It does convert into spell damage, so you gotta make sure that you have spell and melee crit hit damage related rings. And yeah, that is going to end up being Ragin Contagion. It is a very, very good mobber. It's actually a mobbing champion. It's a very, very good bosser. It struggles a little bit with raid bossing, mostly the Maker because there's only one target there. However, it can do all pieces of content. Make sure to give it a whirl, give it a download. It is in the Discord, so feel free to download it there. And I think that's going to be all for Raging Contagion. Thank you all so much for watching. My name is Bflattened, and I'm signing on out of here. Take care, all. Laters.